5 for each. And you can have 3 locked in. So what that means is that, so if a quirk is locked in, that means you have to like manually like. So the way that works for positive quirks is that if you want to lock in a positive quirk, you have to go to the sanitarium, and then you have to like spend like 5,000 gold to like. You're basically like strapping them to a chair and doing the numbers, Mason. Tell me the numbers. What do the numbers mean? You know that scene from COD, brainwashing.
Transfer.
You're basically spending $5,000 to brainwash them into either locking in a good trait or getting rid of a bad one, right? And with the good traits, you can. The idea is that you want to lock in um, the really good traits because technically speaking, after every mission, there's a chance for like a random chance that your character will get a good or a positive. And for the most part, it doesn't really matter. Like it doesn't pertain to what happens during the mission, other than um like if you fail a mission, there's a good chance that you'll get negative quirks. Like just flat out, it's a higher chance. Or if you get an affliction, there's a higher chance of getting negative quirks. But other than that, it pretty much just picks from the pool of like total quirks and then chooses one at random. And if you have 5 positive quirks, then it replaces one of your old ones randomly. So the idea is that it's like, oh, okay, well I really like Slugger, so I'm gonna lock this one in so that if I take him on to an expedition and he comes back and he gains a new positive quirk, that one for sure will not get replaced. And you can only lock in 3, so that means 4 and 5, your 1, 2, and 3 you can lock in, but quirk 4 and 5, they're up for like they're up for grabs when it comes to like replacing them at random, you know.
Yes, Carter.
Um, you could also remove positive quirks, although I'm not really sure why you would want to do that. Just because, like I said, there is no downside to any positive quirk. They're all positive.
Death Blow says 6-7. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
On the flip side, though, um, you have negative quirks. Negative quirks work a little bit differently, whereas, well, same thing when it comes to like ending missions or like when you do a mission, there's always a chance that you can get a random negative quirk, and um it will also replace the old ones. But in terms of locking in bad quirks, that's random. Um, so randomly, when you do a mission, there's a chance that one of the bad quirks that you currently have might be locked in. And when a bad quirk is locked in, you can still manually remove it, but it costs 5 times more to remove it. Like, if you remove a bad quirk that's um that's not locked in, it's like 1,000 gold. But if it is locked in, it's like 6,000. So like the cost skyrockets significantly if you're trying to remove a locked in quirk. Um, on the other hand, though, while my statement still stands that positive and negative, there are no double-sided quirks. Like positive, if it's a positive quirk, it's gonna be positive. There's no like drawbacks to it. Obviously some are better than others, and some of them, here's where it gets a little interesting. They are like either situationally beneficial, or like regional specifical. Like for example, um, there are like region specific buffs. For example, like Scouter. Some Scouter there's a quirk that's like blank Scouter, which means that like and it will be replaced with like a region name. So like Ruins Scouter means that like there is a higher chance that it'll be like something like 20% extra scouting chance when this character is in the ruins. So if you like while that's in the ruins, that passive is active, that quirk is active, but only while you're in the ruins. So if you take it into like say the cove, it's still positive, it's still a positive benefit, but it's not going to be active. So it's not like always good, you know? Like it's still good. It's not like it's not a detriment other than like maybe taking up a slot for something better, but it's not going to hurt you, so to speak. It's just limiting in terms of how good it can be. Um so while you might not want to lock that in, like something that's like hyper specific in like situational, like there's another one that I can think of where it's like, oh, they get more healing from specific sources. Like, yeah, that's definitely beneficial, but sometimes you don't want that healer, or you can't take them. So that extra healing that you get from say a Vestal, and you take someone like a cultist, you still get healing, but it's not like you don't benefit from it. So you might not want to lock that in. Um, And then on the bad quirk side, you can kind of min-max this because there are some bad quirks that are, how would I put it, situationally bad, and some definitely aren't as fair as others. Like, for example, one of the best bad quirks, which I know sounds weird to say, but like one of the quirks that I would love to see on my character on my characters and also like um love to see locked in is something like bad drunk or known cheat or bad gambler or deviant tastes, because all those ones pertain to the tavern in terms of stress healing. And what those ones are like, oh, if they have this quirk, then they're banned from this source of stress healing. Um, and in this game, I'm gonna be real, you never want to use the tavern for stress healing, which is the bar, the gambling den, and the brothel. You never really want to use that unless you can't help it, because um, while whenever you use them, you have a there's a chance of getting disease. Like in the brothel, if you give someone to the brothel, there's a chance for them to get syphilis, which is annoying because then like, oh, one, you paid for them to stress you and now they have syphilis, so now you gotta treat them for this disease. But also like, there's also a chance that they can lose items and money.
Gosh darn
Um,
it.
like for example, if you send someone to the gambling den, they might lose your money because they just really fucking suck at gambling. Like they'll make a bad bet and like, oops, I lost 5,000 of your money, boss. I lost 5,000 gold. And
That's
like
crazy.
the worst one is like if they misplace a trinket, because trinkets are like really hard to come by.
Oh wow.
And like worst case scenario, they lose one, and it's like a unique one, and then you can't get it back, and it's a random chance.
Oh no. Can What's the maximum of locked-in negatives you could have?
3 for positive, 3 for negative.
Could you get a bunch of like really cool negatives that you'd like to be locked in?
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
But it's random whether or not they will be locked in.
What?
Because, like, whether or not a negative quirk is locked in is random chance. So there's a chance that, like, the hope. So the hope when it comes to positive quirks and negative quirks is that you lock in universally good positive quirks, things that are like always active and like just generally good to have. Like for example, um, like just increased damage, higher crit chance, higher HP, higher dodge chance. Those are quirks that if I see it positive, I want to lock it in because they're always going to be useful, right? And then something that I really hope would happen, but it's random chance, to see is something locked in bad, like, oh, they can't use one form of stress healing. I want to see shit like that because I can use something else, you know? I don't have to, like, I'm never forced, like, if, say, Unquiet Mind means they can't meditate, I can just make them pray or flagellate, you know, to stress heal,
Yes, Carter.
you know? So I want shit like that where it's like, one, it's non-combat related, so it's not going to affect how good they are in combat. So it's not something like, oh, they're sickly, they're more prone to getting diseases, or oh, they're ashen, which means that like they have 10% less health, 10% less max HP, or like unlucky, which means that like they have less chance of getting critical hits. Those are really bad. Those are like almost remove on sites. And God, I hope not that they don't get locked in before you remove them. Because then it gets like, it's more expensive to remove them. And you're definitely going to want to remove them. On the other hand, it also means that if you get like 3, say you get lucky and you get 3 bad quirks that, like, 3 bad quirks that just don't matter and they're locked in. That means 4 and 5, the ones that are going to be in like rotation in terms of like random chance get replaced. That means if you get something bad, you can just play another mission with them. You gotta suck it up through one mission. You don't even have to spend money, and then there's a good chance that you'll get replaced for like something else,
Wow.
which is pretty nice.
What does syphilis even do? Is that actually crazy?
It's one of the worst. It's one of the shittier diseases to get. I'm pretty sure it lowers max HP
What?
and like reduces speed. Something crazy like that. I mean, like, to be fair, every single disease in this game is bad, but like some are definitely worse than others. Like the Black Death, if you get the Black Death, 10% lower HP, lower speed, and lower dodge.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. If I
These
remember right.
freaking stack diseases and get super duper weak.
There's also the Worries, which is like you take 30%, or like that guy is takes 30% extra stress damage. There's also the Runs, which is like they have lower speed and accuracy. And there's no cap on how many diseases you can get. You can technically have someone with every disease in the game. Not sure why you would ever want to do that, but you could.
Carter, are you gonna finish naming your dude?
It's a chick, but yes, I need to finish it.
Yes, Carter.
Help me out, Mason. Oh my god. And then I